February 12th, 2021. Probably why Pam Enriquez doesn't want to talk to the media. This was an email to Mina after she sent me Pam's background report. Jeanne Perry was her mom, who owned the hot sheet. I think it had some other name, though, but it was the list of foreclosures and tax deeds that came out monthly, or twice a month, and Don could get the info before the other investors by dating Pam. I think the case below may be why Pam doesn't want to talk, because it would appear that Henry Enriquez, the father of her daughter and son, was sentenced to 55 years for allegedly holding a family hostage and then taking the mother with him to rob a bank. Pam seems to have been his alibi, but the government didn't call her, and he was trying to appeal based on her bailing him out, if I am reading this right. The case was being appealed in 1986, which is pretty close to the time that Don and Pam probably met. This case mentions both Pam Enriquez and Jeanne Perry, so that's one heck of a coincidence if it isn't the ones I knew. And it was casetext.com/case/United States versus Wilson 102. Quote, the report was prepared and subsequent to appellate's arrest and allegedly contained statements given to Ramey by appellant's wife, Pam Enriquez, and his mother-in-law, Jeanne Perry. This argument is decidedly without merit, since appellant called Pam Enriquez as a witness, and she testified extensively in his favor concerning his whereabouts and the date of the robbery. In conclusion, we confirm the convictions of Lawrence A. Wilson and Henry Francis Enriquez in all respects, unquote. For most of the time I knew her, Pam lived at Cindy Lane and had an office on Windhorse. Don and Gladys's marital home was on Lakewood Drive, so you can see that it appears she managed to sandwich them between her work and home, making it very easy for Don to slip out any time of the day or night for a rendezvous. Is there a correlation between Pam buying this $250,000 home in 2017 in Virginia and the death of her most recent husband? I'm thinking that I read somewhere that he died around that time. Am I reading this correctly, that the only property she still owns is that one? Later, I found that he died in July of 2015 after an 11-year battle with a rare form of cancer. Richard Perez at 4411 Carrollwood Village Drive, Tampa, Florida 33624. I didn't send the following to Mina because it doesn't matter for her purposes, but when I pulled up one of Richard's addresses on a map, I realized immediately it was a location of a heartbreak. The report says he lived there after 2019, whereas he was living at 10908 Brightside Drive, Tampa, Florida 33625, in the 1997 to 1998 range. The Carrollwood Drive location, however, was one when Don had told me he was being faithful to me, and I think we were living on Smitter Road at the time. I was out looking at real estate and saw Don's truck parked at a yard sale. I delighted at the thought of running into him and parked and headed toward the yard sale to give him a hug and a kiss. When I saw that he was with Pam, I just quietly turned back to my car with my heart in my throat at the betrayal. He had lied to me yet again. If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.